However, makes the interception as opposed to knocking the ball down. Irish take over on their 6.
Steve, we talked about this much earlier in the season as we see the Irish back on offense, and it's Palmer who breaks it across the 10-yard line and up to the 15. When you have a quarterback that rolls to one side of the field, are you not cutting off one side of the field?
You certainly are, but Bubs, on a day like today, that doesn't matter. I think, though, if you can drop back, straight drop back, you will open up the field slightly more. But with the rollout, there's no way you're going to throw back across the grain anyway on a day like today. But a straight drop does open the field a bit more. He had all his receivers on that side on that second to last play as well. Just couldn't execute. Credit Notre Dame's coverage guys.
Hickey challenging. Got a block and he crossed the 20-yard line. Sticks will move, first down Irish.
And more importantly, the clock will move as well, Bubs, as Notre Dame with a huge possession here, if they can put up points and chunk away at the clock, they might just have themselves a Halton championship.
So much on the line here, and so much expectation from the Nelson Lords and what they've accomplished in the last 4 years, looking to make this Halton title number 5, but they are meeting stiff resistance from a very aggressive, hungry Notre Dame Irish football team. And we see Palmer up to the 30-yard line, and this is a day for the Lords where things aren't going their way and they have to face adversity, and we've had some of their players in the faces of each other as well too. But in the fourth quarter, they've got to band together and find a way to get the football back. Yeah,
we know who usually finds a way, Bubs. That's been Coach Harris's moniker over many years that we've been following the Halton sports scene, in particular the football. But now for Nelson, we've talked about their offense and it's been the glamour, but it's their defense that may have to win the game for them now.
Hickey, 30, 35. Sticks will move again, Steve.
And they're getting 7 and 8 a play here. And for the Lords, you can't have that. You got to force the Irish into 4-down football and get the ball back. But when they're chunking away 7 or 8 a shot here, and look at Hickey, examine what's going on in front of him, get to the outside and take what's there.
Is this the venture of the game, Steve, where the size versus the speed factor, it could be starting to be tipping one side on the seesaw?
That's right, because the physical battle now clearly being won by the Irish.
Tomlinson at the 40-yard line, and he is brought down via the legs and via the arms of Ryan Beckmanis. The speed can't be showcased on a day like today, perhaps.
That's right. If you're a Notre Dame support or a Nelson supporter, Bubs, you know what tips the scales in your favor and out of your favor. And when you look at the weather conditions of both times you've drawn Notre Dame this year, you kind of go, boy, can't we get any luck at all with the weather?
But football is a game that's played in the elements, and a game where you've got to make adjustments, and the right adjustment just has not been made yet. But still a lot of time left in this game as we see Palmer, the ball carrier, moving the sticks, and again the clock now under 8 minutes, Steve. Coach Harris told us it would be Hickey seeing the majority of the ball, but all running backs would get touches today.
We haven't seen the trickery yet, too. Could this be a time when maybe the Lords are susceptible? And would Harris call it?
Look at John Behe. He is now within 8 yards of the line of scrimmage. Palmer, midfield into Lord territory and sniffing closer to that first down marker.
And he carried Stidwell for like 3 more yards. Palmer running hard. And he's not really the physical carry the mail type of guy. He's more the speedster, the guy that'll make the nifty little move for you, like a Wade Curry.
Watch how this defense of the Lords just trying to do whatever they can do. They have 11 men within 5 yards of the ball. Hickey brought down at midfield.
So here's this opportunity now for the Lords. They've got them in a 3rd down and 2 situation coming up, and they have to make a play.
Bad weather for the fans, Steve, but look at the body English of the crowd for Nelson. Standing. Not used to seeing that. They may need a little urging on. Third down and 2. Crabtree over center, hands off to Tomlinson. He almost bobbled the ball, checked up on it, picked up a first down, and the Sticks will move for a Notre Dame
first down. And it's Chris Behe, the gutsy one, down on the field for the Lords. Lords have been banged up today, and Cam Steer will come in, 6'1", 310, as you see it. The bobble by Tomlinson before he's wrapped up and taken down. And then Behe gets schmucked too at the end of that play, and he'll get up slowly. And of course, he's had the knee that has been bothersome to him for ever since we've known him. Well, Peter Moore putting on another show as the Halton athletic convener, and his counterpart entering the stadium, Mike Morton, in the west end zone.
Doing some scouting?
I think he got the Catholic final coming up, Bubs. It looks like the St. Thomas More Knights possibly arriving in the Far East corner, but Mike Morton, the Hamilton Catholic athletic convener.
Not bearing an umbrella. He's taking a beating.
And that's a good indication of what's down at field level. We don't really see those conditions in this shot here. It's nasty.
Palmer, 45. He thought he dropped the ball. Where is it?
The Lords may have it. There's a lot of red shirts.
Nope.
Referee Kirkpatrick signals right away that it's Palmer who ended up with it. But a good job of officiating that time by Dave Gatza not to kill the play like he did earlier in the game. Let's take a look, and again, you can be the ref at home. Tomlinson taking out Beckmanis. The Colonel comes in.
There it is. It popped out well before the knees were down, that's for sure.
But the momentum of the ball carried right into Palmer again.
Here's Hickey trying to readjust, cutting back to the inside, and he is gang tackled. So maybe the best tackling effort we've seen on this drive for the Lords, but they'll have to turn it up into one more play.
That's right. Second down, or third down coming up. Look at the rain there in front of the scoreboard. It is coming down now. That's a little more than the steady drizzle we spoke of earlier. Third down and 7.
Third down 7, 3 men in the backfield. Here's a pitch going wide again. It's Palmer. He's at the 40-yard line. He's at the 35, 30, 25, 20, 15, 10, 5, and he scores. Palmer breaks the big one on third down.
And that's the Halton championship right there, Bubs. On the quick pitch to Palmer, going in from 44 yards or so. We'll get an official count shortly. And that will seal the deal, in my opinion, for the Notre Dame Irish.
The blocking fundamentals for the Irish are very, very sound.
Good job downfield by Montoya to occupy Stidwell. And for Palmer, in for the major score, and it is major. Steve Green in for the extra point.
Steve Green puts this one low, but it's up and through. And the Irish have the defending champions with their backs to the wall, and I'm not quite ready to count them out yet, Steve, but a big punch was delivered there when Palmer broke free for the touchdown, and the Lords, whether or not, fumbles or not, past, present, they've got to put it all together and get themselves some good field position off this kick, and they have to move the football.
The wind in the fourth quarter, a huge decision and a big factor now, because that will certainly play in to what John Behe can and can't do as he tries to march his team in for 2 major scores in 4 minutes 34 seconds into the wind here at Iverwind Stadium, Bubs. And boy, they haven't been able to break the goose egg yet. It's going to be difficult in the last 4.5 minutes.
C.J. Morrison, Lumsden, Hampston. It's going to be on the bounce, and it's going to be to Lumsden. He has it go through his hands. He's in his own end zone. Lumsden nailed at the 15-yard line.
Physical play by Garth Watkins. As Lumsden comes out to his 15 and he's rocked, and that just makes the field that much longer.
And he's down, Steve. There's no way. Jesse Lumsden right now is not feeling it.
Oh, he is feeling it, Bubs, and Notre Dame has been an ever-present in the mind of Jesse Lumsden for sure today.
And a timeout called by John Behe.
And it was the fact that Ryan Nielsen needed to be in the lineup. They only had 11 guys, and Nielsen didn't know that his number was called. So I don't know who's out. He will usually back up Chris Keefe, but Keefe in the lineup.
This is a veteran team, Steve, and it's like, to me, it's almost like the challenge for the Lords today was to accept the fact that, well, even though we might have had them #1 ranked, that they weren't the team. They were kind of coming in here as a bit of an upstart against an undefeated team, and they haven't really responded well. We've seen not enough players in the huddle, a couple of flags, just some unusual things we haven't seen from the Lords for 4 years.
That's right, nothing going their way, and this is a team who virtually has everyone back from a Metro Bowl championship, and a couple great newcomers in Cornelius and Strom and others who have really stepped up and made their presence known. But credit Notre Dame for taking so much away and taking the game to the Lords today, Bubs.
4:15 left in the fourth quarter. Notre Dame up 14-0. Forsyth. It's not going to happen that way.
Even though this game won't be seen until after the fact, we want to wish the Mac Marauders and Laurier Golden Hawks good luck tomorrow as they battle out for the Yates Cup. Behe to the hurry-up.
Stands under a pro set, 2 men in the backfield. He's just audibilizing right now. Checks off on Lumsden. He throws a short ball, and it's intercepted. It is intercepted. Todd Cooney, touchdown, Irish. The quick lookout. And Cooney stepped right in front of the receiver and danced in for the touchdown. Unbelievable.
Well, you saw the adjustment defensively as Behe called the play at the line of scrimmage. The Irish changed their defense at the last second. Look at them shift. Oh, they'd already shifted by that point, and it's Todd Cooney, Mr. Versatility, stepping right in front of the receiver. And with a nice move at the 5-yard line, goes in, and all of a sudden the Irish now, it sinks in, and they can believe.
Steve Green in to make it number 21. And the Irish fans respond. Green up and through again. It's 21-0, Steve.